Good morning, everyone. Let us continue the same chapter, chapter number 3, Population Composition, class 12 Geography, from the book Fundamentals of Human Geography. So far, we have discussed about population composition and sex composition. Today, we'll discuss about age structure. So, before we go uh, to this topic, age structure, let me tell you once again about population composition and sex composition. What is that population composition? In fact, population composition is the description of population according to characteristics as age and sex. These data are often compared over time using population pyramids, isn't it? Now, people of any country are diverse in many respects. People can be distinguished by their age, sex, occupation, education, and life expectancy, and their place of residence. Right? And we have also discussed about sex composition, that the ratio between the number of women and men in the population is called the sex ratio. It's called the sex ratio. In some countries, it is represented as number of males per thousand females. But in India, sex ratio is worked out using the number of females per thousand males. Isn't it? Now, we have also discussed about why sex ratio is unfavorable to women, and we have also discussed about the highest and lowest sex ratio in the world. Now, let us take up today's topic, age structure. What is that age structure, or what do you mean by this age structure? In fact, age structure represents the number of people of different age groups. Okay, it's an important indicator as large size of population in the age group of 15 to 59 indicates a large working population. Okay, and we can also say that it's useful for tool for social scientists, public health and care experts, and policy analysts and policy makers, because it illustrates the population trends like birth and death rates. Okay, now population pyramid, or age sex pyramid, what is that? In fact, population pyramids are graphical representation of the age and sex of a population. For this reason, population pyramids are also referred to as age sex pyramids. Okay? Now, the analysis of population in terms of age and sex groupings is represented by age sex pyramid, or you can say age sex population pyramid. Okay? Or population pyramid. It gives a clear idea, it gives a clear idea about the proportion of people in different age groups, whether whether the age groups can, or you can divide it into three, whether they are the children, 0 to 14. Okay, 0 to 14, and then just above 14, and then or you can say 15 to 59, or above 60. Okay, so you can say that the proportion of male to female affects the rate of population growth through the net reproduction ratio. This measures the rate at which the females is being replaced by girls who would be in turn be wives, isn't it? Now, there are basically three types of population pyramids: expansive, constrictive, and stationary. Okay, or you can say that expanding population, constant population, these two, and the third one would be declining population. Before I explain these three types of population pyramids, I must tell you about some other things related to this age structure, that there are great variations in number of people in each age group in different nations, isn't it? you cannot see the same age group of the population is found in almost all countries, or you can see that in some countries or in few countries uh, the population between 15 to 59 is more, and in few countries you can say, or to that to if you take the example of 15 to 59, the working population, so working population is more than aging population. But in other countries you can see that aging population is more than working population or youth, right? So on this basis, I can tell you that the three types of age structures have been identified. For example, the West European type, the US type, or less developed and developing regions type. Okay, so I just want to tell you something about the West European. What about the West European type? In this type, proportion of children is about 30%, and aged constitute about 15% of the total population. Right. So, what is given here, or just now, what did I say? That proportion of children is about 30%, and the aged constitute about 15%. Right. So, what is left in between 15 to 59? Isn't it? And the second one would be the US type. In this type, what do you see here? That the children make up 35 to 45%, and the aged is about 10% of the total population. Okay, of the total population, I mean, all out of the total population, how much percentage is for aged? This is what, only 10% out of total population. Okay, now as far as the less developed and developing regions a type is concerned, here I can tell you about which countries, or simply what about the proportion, or what about the age structure? I mean, age group people. Which age group people will come under this? That the proportion of children in this age group is about 45 to 55%. Okay, the proportion of children, okay, is about or you can say that it is in between 45 to 55%, right? And that of aged between 4 to 8%. Isn't it very less? 4 to 8%. So after knowing the age structure of population, one can make, or one can draw a number of conclusions, and these conclusions are based on proportion of people of different age groups. Right. So, population having a high proportion of children is likely to have high growth rate in future. Don't you agree with this? That proportion having a high, or simply population having a high proportion of children is likely to have high growth rate in future, and also such population will have enough manpower in future, right? And the second one, on the other hand, you can say that in case of population with a higher proportion of children, got it, with a higher proportion of children, and older people will have a higher number of dependents on working population. It means 0 to 14, or 0 to 15, and above 60 or above 50, I mean, they are this age group is dependent one, okay, and dependent on working population. Right. So, higher proportion of people in this age group, I mean, 15 to 59 years, implies a lower number of dependents, and however, such conditions in developing economies might be a cause of unemployment. Right. So the share of population below 14 years of age is more in countries like Africa, Latin America, and Asia that have the high birth rates. So what is just now? What did I say? That the share of proportion below 14 years of age is more in the countries like Latin America, Asian countries and in African countries. So the number of old people in lesser countries are having lower life expectancy, and the countries with low birth rates and high life expectancy have fewer children and larger number of old people. Right. So in this way, we can say that the divisions or can easily be identified or noticed. Now, coming to age sex pyramid, and I told you that there are three important types, which is in fact, which can easily be noticed are expanding population, the constant populations, and declining populations related to, or then all these population reflects the different pyramids. Okay, population pyramids. Right now, as far as the first one is concerned, or the expansive one is concerned, expansive population pyramids depict populations that have higher or larger population of people in the younger age groups. So, what about this fertility rate and high fertility rate and high birth rate? And with the lower life expectancy, these two are the specific feature of this type of population pyramid. Okay, and so you can say here that in the less developed countries, if I'm not mistaken, you can see this type of population in a less developed country, or the age 6 pyramid of Nigeria, which can be drawn as a triangular in shape with a wide base, and is a typical of less developed countries, isn't it? So these have the higher populations in lower age groups, and due to what, due to high birth rates. And if you construct this type of pyramid for Bangladesh and Mexico, it would look like the same less developed one. Right. Now, the second one would be what type of a pyramid can be described as stationary if the percentages of the population, age, and sex remains constant over time. It will be same. So Australia's age sex pyramid is bell shaped. You know why? And tapered towards the top. This shows birth and death rates are almost equal, leading to a near constant population. Right? I mean, neither the birth rate is increasing nor the death rate is increasing. Or I mean, these two are found at a constant rate. Okay. So, a pyramid can be described as stationary if the percentages of population remains high or constant over time. A population pyramid that is narrowed at the base or at the bottom, in fact, bottom, and the population is generally older on average as the country has long uh, life expectancy, long life expectancy, and a low death rate, but also a low birth rate. And then you can see, and the third one would be your declining age pyramids. Okay, declining age pyramids. I must tell you something about this, that the Japan pyramid has a narrow base. A Japan pyramid has or population pyramid has a narrow base and a tapered top showing low birth and death rates. The population growth in developed countries is usually zero or negative, isn't it? So declining age pyramids depict populations where there is a lower percentage of younger population or younger people. Constructive population pyramids shows declining birth rates, and since each succeeding age group is getting smaller and smaller, and the population is stable. So I have shown you these three population pyramid, or with the help of this graph you can better understand that the first one is the youthful population, and the second one is the aging population, and the third one is the aged population. And I hope you must have understood as far as this age structure is concerned, and I have discussed with you the age structure. What does age structure mean? Let me once again remind you that it represents the number of people of different age groups, and it's an important indicator as large size of population in age group between 15 to 59 that indicates a large working population. And I have told you about the age 6 pyramid also, that analysis, the analysis of population in terms of age and sex groupings is represented by sex pyramid or population pyramid. So I hope you must have understood what is age structure, what is age sex pyramid. That's all for today. Have a good day.